What's going on, guys? My name is Joey. Welcome back to another video here on my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you guys 3 meta builds for the Tenet Cycron as per request of one of my viewers. Now this is a weapon that I absolutely love. When I first got my hands on it, I fell in love with it. It's a battery style chain beam weapon. It's a secondary. You can get your progenitor bonus. It's a Tenet weapon. It's got great stats across the board. It's a really solid option for anyone looking to use a Tenet weapon that you want to, try and go out and get your hands on. That's really solid for even endgame gameplay. This is a great option. So today I have 3 builds for you guys. First build I have for you guys today is the Raw Heat. Now we go Heat Progenitor for this. We're running Cascadia Flare for 480% base damage as we're dealing Raw Heat. We run Pistol Elementalist for the status damage, Expel Grenier for the faction damage, and a double dip. We have Galvanized Diffusion for multi-shot. We run Seeker for punch through so we can continue to do more damage. We run Scorch plus Primed Heated Charge for heat weighting plus a little bit of status chance since we don't have status chance anywhere else on this build. Now you don't need to run this if you don't want to. You could totally go for something else here, but I like the extra status chance. Now, we also have Hornet Strike on here for the base damage. Now, if you want to go for even more fire rate in this slot instead, you can. Totally up for you. I just have the base damage here. But if you go for fire rate here, you're going to be draining the clip very quickly. You could also go maybe for magazine capacity here if you want to. Magazine capacity could be a good idea. You could get upwards of a 62 round mag if that so floats your boat as well. Something you can go for. This is just basic. So then we also have Lethal Torrent here for fire rate and multi-shot. We're going to extend for the beam range. Now I'm just going to show you guys how this works against some 230 Kuba heavies. Now you're going to see at first, it seems like it doesn't do all that much, but like I said, you got to get your Galvanized stacks up, you got to get Cascadia up, but you can see Cascadia gets to 480% so quickly, and now you can see that this weapon is able to just dish out tons of heat damage. This is definitely putting out a lot of damage, even for like my liking. You can see you can stack up the heat. It's a battery of them. Look, you see how fast it'll recharge. Very, very nice. You can go down to 0 and it'll still recharge very, very fast. So really the reload and everything isn't the problem. Like if you shoot, you let go, it's going to recharge pretty much instantly. You know, if I had to equate it, it's like a less than a 1 second reload. Try like around 0.7 or 0.8 if I had to just give a rough estimate. But you could just see that even with like no priming, no viral or corrosive or anything like that, you could just see that some of them have viral now because of my pans, but you could just see that it rips through them. So the flat heat build is really, really solid for this. Now, the second build I have for you guys here is, don't mind the name, this is a really old name. I was just messing around with the config. So what I have for you guys on this build is I have Corrosive Blast for you, but what we do on here is we go for the Primed Heated so we can get the blast weighting. We're running tons of 60-60 mods, so we get over 100% status chance, so we're going to be proccing either Corrosive or Blast on every single tick of damage, which is fantastic. We have Seeker once again for punch through and Expel Grenier for the damage against faction and double dipping of the dots. And then we run Lethal Torrent plus Galvanized Diffusion, Ruinous Extension, and then I just have secondary Merciless on this for ease of access. Really easy to stack this up. Now you're going to see on this build, it's going to look really weak at the start, but that's how these builds work. You need to get at least a couple stacks up. Now you can see too, though, I am killing, 230 Kuba heavy gunners with this, so it's not like it's, I'm hitting weak enemies off the bat to get this stacked up, but you could just see that the chaining beam does a lot of damage. Now you can see now that I actually have it stacked up that it won't spread them as badly. It'll do a lot more damage here. You can see like this is also unbuffed by Warframe. There's no Zatas, no Roar. I'm not like using any abilities on Saren. I just have her equipped. So you can see that this does a ton of damage. So if you were to like go for something like Roar on top of this, like say I just casted Roar here, you can see the damage that it does. I mean, this is really, really impressive. I like to show you guys stuff on here without the bolstering of Warframes to show you what the weapon itself can do. But I just wanted to show you real fast what it looks like with Roar. It's really impressive. Now, I have this Enervate built too. Now, this is more inspired by the new core because the new core has insane critical scaling. This weapon does not have insane critical scaling like the new core does. The new core, you'll easily get over 10x. On this, we're only hitting about 5.3. which is going to be a little bit different, but still, this is a solid build. This is just your flat, generic corrosive heat build here. We have Jolt plus Pistol Essence. This is going to give us corrosive. We're on Magnetic Might here for the magnetic bolstering and critical damage. We have Punch Through here, also critical damage from this as well. We run Galvanized Diffusion for the multi-shot. We have the base damage here from Hornet Strike, and then we have the Primed Heat mod here as well, plus we run Target Cracker for the critical damage scaling, Ruinous Extension for the beam range, and then I'm running secondary Enervate. Now I give you guys just a quick glimpse at this one real fast. And now you can see we have our stacks up. And it still works. You know, this one will strip armor for you, and it will strip more armor for you than Heat will. You know, it'll strip the 80% where Heat will only do the 50. And then it'll give you a little bit extra damage tick. So if this is something you're more into, this is something you can go for as well. For me though, I like the status builds better, the pure heat and the blast. But I wanted to throw a third build on here for you guys. This one's just pretty generic, but it works, as you can see. So as far as the 3 builds goes, like I said, my favorites are the raw heat build here and the corrosive blast setup here, but the Enervate build also works very well. So it's really up to you guys however you want to run it, but let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below, leave a like, subscribe, and thank you guys for watching.